Hey everyone, this is Bo from the My server. I'm here to do a video on the things I wish I knew about Mabinogi before I played the game. Now I decided to do a video on this because whenever I play a new game I always had that question for that game. So I thought, hey, might as well do one for Mabinogi, alright? So let's go ahead and get started. So one important thing you guys need to know about Mabinogi is that if you were to delete a character or a pet, it will be permanently deleted and you do not get your character slot/card back. Now this is really important because a lot of MMOs out there allow you to get your character slot back so you can create another character. Mabinogi unfortunately is the exception and doesn't allow that. You will not be able to make another character once you delete it. It does have a system to prevent you from accidentally deleting things where it makes you wait a day until you can actually delete it the next day. But honestly, I just want my slot back if I were to start over. Unfortunately, Mabby doesn't have that option. If you wanted to start over with a new character, you would either have to buy another character card with real money or make a brand new account. Another thing you guys should know about Mabinogi is that there is no specific set skill tree you have to follow in this game. There are plenty of MMOs out there where it has a skill tree branching off into several sections and you're not really exactly sure which one to choose. But in Mabby, it's not like that. Mabby has a ton of skills you guys can choose from and you can level them technically all if you have the AP for it. Mabby has this very unique system called the rebirth system where you can actually rebirth your character into another life and start over. However, you still get to keep its previous life skills. So in a way, it's kind of very good about the game because it allows you to just play the game casually at your own pace and not have to worry if you're gonna go in the wrong direction, because technically there is really no wrong direction here in Mabby. That's one of the great things I like about this game, is that it allows you to do what you want, level up the kind of skills you want at whatever pace you can. Technically, whatever skill you guys level up will contribute to your character stats, so in a way, there is no wrong move here when it comes to choosing skills, guys. Now, another thing I wish I knew about Mabby before I played the game was to do research on certain prices of items. Now, when you're coming into the game as a new player, I'm pretty sure you're gonna right off go ahead and go straight to NPCs and buy stuff. Now, I want to let you guys know that buying stuff from NPCs can actually be pricey, and some of the stuff can actually be priced cheaper on the board or even from another player in a shop. So it's really important you guys take the time to kind of just research and click on the housing board or the auction board and look through the categories and look at the prices people are pricing things. And in most cases they're kind of overpriced, so you kind of want to undercut a little bit if you want to, but most of the prices are pretty accurate, and in a way you don't want to price things way too low or way too high because then you won't sell things or you might cheat yourself out of a good deal. So that's one thing I wish I had known. I kind of just like straight up bought a lot of stuff from NPCs and it wasn't really a great option there. Another thing that is good to know about Mabby, and it's not really important in my book, but maybe for some other people, is that there's a way to actually re-watch your cutscenes that you guys skipped. I know we are kind of guilty for doing this, kind of running through the storyline, not really reading stuff, but you know what? Don't worry, because here in the school library in Dunbarton, you guys can actually re-watch your cutscenes, if for a little price of gold or whatever. But it's good for those who kind of rush through the storyline just to level up and catch up with their buddies, and then later realize like, oh crud, I don't even know what the heck this game is about. I mean, honestly, I am guilty of that sometimes. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are watching and nodding your head and going like, yeah, what is this story about? Again, whoop. But good thing is, you guys can rewatch the cutscenes here in the school, so it's a little thing to know, I guess. But I really don't want to pay gold just to watch a 10-second cutscene. It's kind of like, huh? Why? However, keep in mind, not all the cutscenes are going to be in the library, so be very careful. Another thing that's good to know, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for sharing this information, is that you can technically go to anybody's homestead regardless if they accepted your friend ad. I don't know about you guys, but if you guys ever tried to add somebody and they rejected you but their name is still on the friends list, it doesn't mean you can't enter their homestead. I mean, the name is there. You can right click the name and then enter the homestead, even if they didn't accept your ad. It's a little bit stalker-ish, yes, but I don't know, it's a thing. It's a thing in Mabby that allows you to just kind of enter their homestead. But this only works assuming they allow that setting for you guys. So if the setting for their homestead is open to everybody, then of course you guys should be able to enter. I'm probably gonna regret saying this right now, but I want you guys to know that my homestead is actually set for anybody to be able to enter. You guys are free to use the stuff that I have in my homestead, the alchemy ovens and whatnot, the production stuff, all these crafting things. I feel like it's very useful for anybody who needs it just instantly. All the animals you guys can gather, all the herbs, so if you guys need herbs and whatnot, they're actually all free for you guys to gather at my homestead, so feel free to add right away, but I most likely won't accept, but you are free to enter my homestead. Now, another thing you guys should know about Mabby is that later on when you guys do your beginning generation quest, you get to choose either to become a Paladin and then later to become a Dark Knight. One thing you guys need to know about this option is that unfortunately, if you become a Dark Knight, you cannot become a Paladin again. However, you can always go from a Paladin to a Dark Knight. So that's one thing you guys need to know, is that it's a choice that is set, and I did hear that you can change it in the future, but for now, basically, once you go black, you can't go back. Another thing you guys should know about Mabby is durability. I've seen so many newbies out there just kind of not ignoring the fact that durability exists in Mabby, and if your gear drops down to 0, literally it's not gonna work. So make sure you repair your stuff. The great thing about Mabby is that there is an option where you don't have certain stuff broken, like accessories from wedding rings, balloons for wedding. Okay, it's only wedding stuff. But everything else pretty much that you equip, hold, or wear will get damaged over time. However, if you have the style tab, anything that goes in there won't get durability loss. So keep that in mind, guys. If you don't want things, you know, broken, obviously wear it in your style tab if you have it. You can also hold things in your second hand and put it on your back, and those items won't lose durability. Now, another thing that I know I've seen lots of people do in this game is grind for leveling up their skills. Technically, you don't have to do that. Mabby has a lot of events out there like Double Rainbow, EXP, and whatnot that will allow you to level up faster. There are things like training potions, there are things like double training potions, lots of ways to just level up your skills faster rather than doing it one time. There's also talents that you guys can use to level up your stuff faster. So don't waste your time just doing it by one times training. Be efficient and train 2 times or 4 times or whatever is given to you. Another thing that's good to know is that there are plenty of dailies to do in Mabinogi besides your typical shadow mission dailies. There's gathering dailies, there's dungeon dailies, so lots of dailies to get adventure seals and AP and other goodies. Now, to get the dungeon daily, you have to talk to Even here and choose daily dungeon quest and just kind of cross your fingers and hope you don't get Pika. But if you do Pika, I think you get more rewards. It's still kind of to do. But anyways, once you do all that stuff, you get some or 1 adventure seal. Start accumulating your adventure seals from other dailies and whatnot, and then you can turn them in to the seal merchant, which is this guy right here. And it's just kind of like nice to get little rewards here for just doing something that you would normally do every day. The reward is going to be different, of course, every day depending on what day of the week it is, so you're not always going to just see this stuff. But it's always nice to know, yeah, if I do a daily, I'm going to get rewards. I'm also going to get extra rewards. Another thing that's good to know about Mabby is this NPC right here. Most likely if you guys are doing your beginner quest and just keep following through it, eventually you will run into her. She is the bookstore lady in Dunbarton, and she basically has a lot of skill books that you guys can learn from. All of these books here that have a little kind of symbol on it, as you can see, these little symbol means that you guys can learn something from it. So it's really important to read all those books if you can, if you guys want to learn stuff. The other books are kind of like, yeah, but it's a good information source right here if you guys are new to Mabinogi. Another important thing to know about Mabby is that there's something that you can purchase from certain NPCs like Stuart here that's called Wings of Goddess. It's for those who want to travel quickly back to their previous location of whatever town or landmark they were at. So it's a really good way to just kind of go back to your last spot if you guys are kind of lost and you just want to get back home. Now I know if you guys are going to be doing dungeons and whatnot and you're potting like crazy, one place that you guys will need to know is that there is a place that you guys can go to restore that pot poison that you have. I know most people probably don't know this when they're new to Mabby. They're just gonna wait it out until it goes away, but that takes way too long, guys. If you want it to be gone instantly, you want to go to the hot springs. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, I don't know if I'm too high level to get there. Don't worry, guys, there's nothing that can really hurt you there except for maybe some mobs a little bit further out in the outskirts of the hot springs. But other than that, it's usually a pretty safe area to AFK in, sort of. Don't quote me on that. Somebody can be a jerk and lure stuff. But anyways, you guys can also go to the hot springs by talking to Manas here and buying a hot spring ticket if the the traveler's guide is a little bit too pricey for you guys. So here you can buy the hot spring ticket. It's only 5k, so it's not too expensive, depending if 5k is too expensive for you guys. But go ahead and buy that ticket, and when you use it, it will automatically warp you to the hot springs. So basically, here is the hot springs. It's a really dim looking place. So you want to go towards the, I guess the moon gate, or mana tunnel, sorry. I get those two mixed up sometimes. The mana tunnel, if you guys don't have it saved, feel free to click on it and then you'll save that spot. So that way it's easier to get to. But basically the spring that's closest to the mana tunnel, right here, is the one that you want to sit at if you want to restore your pot poisoning effects. So that'll greatly help you guys in combat if you guys are overusing your pots. Now I know one of the biggest questions that I would always have in a game is what is gonna be free in terms of customization. All these awesome wings, outfits, sparkly stuff, what is gonna be free? Can I get all that stuff without paying actual real money? Well, I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of the stuff is gonna be very difficult to get without actual money. A lot of the outfits can technically be bought by other players by gold, but most of the fancier, newer stuff is going to be super pricey or super rare to get because those that do have it are the ones that have money. So that's the hard facts truth, guys. You can still technically buy it with gold, but not really. Now I see all of these stuff up here that don't have markings, that is free. Everything below it that have some sort of marking in the corner means that it costs pawns or it requires a beauty coupon. Beauty coupons are stuff that you can get from an actual beauty gachapon, which costs real money. Pawns is also real money currency. But pawns you can technically kind of earn sometimes in Mabby events, but rarely. Beauty coupons, you can kind of buy them from other players, but like I said, very rarely. So as you can see, it seems like there's so many options here to choose from when it comes to customization, but really most of them, or practically almost all of them, are all some sort of currency related. Everything up here that doesn't have a mark on it means that you can choose it for free. If you guys want to know my opinion, I feel that Nexon needs to give more events that give pawns away to active players. I mean, if you guys think about it, pawns are mainly used for customization stuff. Things like your character's look, your homestead, and style tab. All these things are essential to, just enjoying the game, and it has nothing to do with making your character stronger or better than anyone else. So in a way, I feel that they do need to make that better for other players, so that way you have more options to enjoy the game in terms of customization. Now, when it comes to pets, unfortunately all these pets you see here that I'm summoning are usually, most likely, not free. A lot of the free pets that they give you are either little tiny pets, you know, with inventory or not inventory, and maybe a horse here or there. Once in a while, a really good pet that's like a dragon, but you can't really customize the look of it, color and whatnot. So in a way, there's very limited amounts of pets you guys can actually get for free in the game. Like I said, you can technically buy them from other players, but again, rarely. The only way another player can sell you a pet is if they get rid of their pet and they have to buy an adoption medal that costs real money just to sell it. And that is basically my video on the things you guys should know about Mabinogi before playing the game. Hopefully this video was very helpful for you guys. For those that feel that there are some other things that people should know about the game before they play, feel free to leave them in the comments below and help each other out. If you guys also have questions you want to leave, feel free to leave them in the comments. And like always guys, thanks you guys for watching, and stay awesome.